I'm Tim McGarry, I'm the founder of Epoxy Flooring Co. And if you're watching this, it's because you've seen our Seek ad and you're thinking about getting in the epoxy industry. So I wanted to sit down and give you a little bit of background about why this opportunity exists, what it's all about, and see if I can inspire you to come on board with Epoxy Flooring Co. So you're looking to get in the epoxy industry, and congratulations, welcome. It's a cool place to work. Geez, days fly. I've been doing this for a lot of years now, and I honestly look at my watch every day and it's like, oh my God, how did that time go so quickly? And everyone that I know that works for us feels the same way. So there's lots of cool things about this job that I like, and there's some things that aren't fantastic, and that's what this opportunity is trying to solve. So in terms of introduction, you know who I am. We are EFC, the largest supplier of same-day systems in Australia. We've done over 3,500 jobs. We're getting very close to 200,000 square metres of goop that we have put on the ground, and after all of that experience and countless amounts of problems, I now know that I've got half an idea what I'm doing, but I don't know anywhere near enough. And I want to share a lot of that wisdom and experience and heartache and pain with you and the rest of my team, so that I can help you avoid the pitfalls. So we've had, last time we did this, we put a contractor on about 6 months or so ago. We had 196 applicants. So there's a lot of people that want to get into this game. There's courses you can go and do now on a weekend, like I've seen day courses, 2-day, 3-day courses, where you go out, pay a few $1,000, turn up, do a course out in a warehouse, and then come Monday morning, you're apparently qualified to go out and start your own epoxy business. And I said 196 applicants for the job. Gee, I get a lot of phone calls. Every month I get calls, emails, texts from people saying, oh yeah, hi, would you be interested in buying all my equipment, because I'm leaving the industry. So lots of people come in and just as many people go out. And in all the years I've been doing this, I have observed that as much as I love the industry, it's not fantastic. It's so fragmented. There is a real disconnect from people manufacturing the stuff to people installing the stuff. There is really not much regulation. QBCC is in charge of it, and they'll police it occasionally, and they do have a very long and sharp set of teeth, and in my observation, they do enjoy using them. But they've got a big job to do, and I don't think they'd have the resources to look after epoxy really well. I think they're probably chasing bigger things that are going to cause people real heartache and pain, like electricians running around doing the wrong thing, or unlicensed electricians doing the wrong thing. So we have an industry that is in its infancy, very fragmented, very lacking in regulations and oversight, and it's basically like the Wild Wild West out there. So people want to come in the industry and they got no training, no real pathway to get into a place where they can get trained, where they can get supported and get themselves set up for success. And I want to change that, and that's really what this program's about. So we have an installation business, Epoxy Flooring Co., and over the years I've employed a lot of different people. And one of the issues I found in our business was that these guys would essentially just wreck your equipment. They were just employees, and they really just didn't give a shit about your gear. So it was very expensive for us to have guys out in the field who might have been doing an installation, but their care factor was basically zero. So that would mean customers weren't happy, equipment was getting destroyed, it was very expensive, and I thought there has to be a better way. So I came up with the idea of giving all of the money that I would have been spending on tool repairs or buying new tools, materials getting thrown out that should have been kept. Took all of that cash and went, right, I'm going to give that over to a contractor and encourage them to have their own business, their own company, and engage with me to do installations. The idea being that that person would be financially motivated to take care of their equipment, their materials, etc., and do a really good job, because if they didn't, it would hurt their hip pocket. And we set that up several years ago, and it has gone really, really well. We have 6 contractors, our 6 teams run around at the moment, and most of them work every single day, and they do an excellent job. We get a truckload of reviews pouring in now on a weekly basis. And those guys enjoy their job, they make some good money, they get to sleep in their own beds every single night, and our customers are really happy, and I'm really happy. It works well, the model works really well. And that's what I want to talk to you about, getting in on that. So I think the opportunity here is to bring in people that want to get in the industry and provide them with a framework to set them up for a successful career in the game. So if you're thinking, oh great, I'm going to get on this racket and go do some epoxy flooring and then scalp it and make a fortune, this ain't the gig for you. I'm talking about working with people who go, I would like to get into that. I can see the benefits for myself and my customers if I go about getting trained, getting myself certified, getting myself licensed, and setting up this business for long-term success. If that's the kind of person that you are, then keep watching. If it's not, you can turn off and save your time right now. Because I want to get someone in that says, right, I want to do it right, and I want to get trained, I want to get supported, and I want to work with someone who has been down the road before me and will teach me everything I need to know, or as much as they possibly know, so that you have the best possible chance of success. When I started, there was no training. It was just all on the job, and I made so many mistakes. It was crazy. After a while, I got to get a bit of experience. I survived the initial baptism by fire and learned a few things. But then what I started to discover is I think I got confident, and that's the worst thing that can happen, because after a while you get through the initial learning period and then you go, oh, I know what I'm doing now. And then time goes by and you suddenly realise that what you did back here may not have been in the best interest of that coating lasting for years and years and years, and you only discover that several years down the track down here. And then I'm now further down the road even again, and I have the awareness that I don't know enough, and it always irks me, and I'm constantly learning and seeking out people in the industry who are more experienced than me to teach me, and so I can benefit from their wisdom. I want to bring you in here and train you up. So I'm not interested in making money out of this by running a course on a weekend. I'm sure I could, I'm sure I'd get lots of people attend it, but frankly I think it's bullshit. The idea that I could teach you anything in 1 or 2 days in a classroom and charge you thousands of dollars for is farcical. What I want to do is bring you in and give you training. The last person we trained for, I think it was for 6 weeks. I would hope to do it in 4 weeks. And the goal of our program is that we will teach you theory, because it's essential that you know some of the fundamental concepts to learn about epoxy. It's easy to get epoxy just to stick to the ground and to make it look good when you're there and leave at the end of the day. Yay, great, looks fantastic. If it's going to stay there for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, it depends on the environment in which you applied it, the preparation work that you did, and all of those things have to have fundamental theories behind them so that you make decisions that are correct. Because when you make a decision that's wrong, you probably won't know about it. Well, you may not know about it on the day. And so you leave, it looks good, and then you get a phone call a day later, a week later, a year later, and you look back and you go, I wonder what went wrong. Probably one of the decisions you made on the day. For example, you put down a coating and it might be summer, and let's just say it's February, super hot, 32 degrees in the afternoon, and the humidity spiked up to 84% because there could be a storm brewing. You do that epoxy and that top coat, that whole system in those conditions as opposed to doing them today, in July, vastly different. Humidity is probably half, the temperature could be 10 degrees cooler. What impact does that have on your coating? You need to know the fundamentals behind just a little bit of chemistry, mix it in with a little bit of physics, and learn about theories that are going to have a big impact on the success of your job. What we want to do in this course is really bring people in and teach them those kind of theories, and then show them a set of skills and a system that they can follow to install coatings successfully. The idea is that by the time we have spent 4 weeks with you, we want to ask ourselves the question, are you ready to go out and work for us to do an installation for one of our customers and be equipped to do it successfully? Because if you're not, I'm not going to send you out because it's going to look bad on me, because the customers have spoken to us, we've made the sale, you just turn up, they don't really know you from a bar of soap, they just want you to do a good job. If you cock it up, they're ringing me. So I have a financial interest in making sure you know what you're doing. We've gone through this program before, and people at the end of 4 weeks were set to go. The program looks something like a theory module. We will put you into online courses so we can work towards getting you certified and licensed. We will work with you in the field for practical work, and that is about 3 weeks of the program. At the end of that time, if you need more time, we will continue to work with you. So a 4-week block of training with us is theory and practical work in the field, different houses, different situations, every single day, with our team on site, shoulder to shoulder, teaching you about preparation work, teaching you about customer service, teaching you about how we set up our workstations, what it looks like when we grind the floor, what sort of shoes to use, how you change those shoes, what happens when the grinder breaks, what happens when the vacuum's playing up, how to change a bag on a vacuum, what to do with a crack, how you clean it out, how you patch it, what you do it with, what you do with the edges, how you pack it up, how you clean up the site, how you check moisture in a slab. Every possible single thing related to doing a job, we will train with you, so that at the end of the time, whether it's 4 weeks, 5 or 6 or 3 weeks, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get out on day one on your own and succeed. You're probably going to be nervous, but we will be there after we have trained you on the phone to answer any queries or questions you have and support you through it. So that was one thing that I always found was a problem with this industry. It's like, who do you call when shit hits the fan, you go wrong? You now get to call me or one of our guys. We have now a small team of contractors, and if something goes wrong, you can ring them up and ask them what to do. If you just need some advice on a particular problem, you ring us up and we will help you out. I have a financial vested interest in making sure that I answer all those questions and that you get all the support you need, because, as I said, they're our customers. I don't want you to upset them. Now, so here's the opportunity. One moment, I need to have some coffee. I probably should edit that out, but I'm not going to, because I don't have a lot of time here. But it is early in the morning and I've got much work to do. So I have a business and I need lots of installations done on a weekly basis. I want to contract you to do that for me. I want you to set your own company up, and I will enter into a contract with you to do flooring installations for us over a set period of time. You need to invest in your own business for the future. there is a cost with that. The cost to do this program is $35,000. That is money that's going to go towards every piece of equipment you will need on day one to go out and do this job successfully. And we're not doing it on the cheap, buying shitty Ryobi stuff from Bunnings. We're not getting things off Marketplace so I can save $1. It doesn't work. I can tell you I've tried every single way and I've seen everyone else try every single way. The only thing to do in this game is to buy equipment that is going to last and be reliable. A huge chunk of that money is all of the equipment you're going to need. Grinders, vacuums, hand tools, and not the crappy stuff. We use DeWalt hand tools. We use Schwamborn grinders because they're made in Germany and they're reliable. And I will literally go on a shopping spree when you start and get every single piece of equipment you need brand new and set it up and give it to you on day one so that you are ready to go. The money goes towards startup stock because you're going to need some stuff. So we put $5,000 of that money towards startup stock and making sure you've got everything you need when you go out on day one. It even includes buckets, paintbrushes, roller covers. You can literally go out on day one with everything you need to succeed in this job. Part of that money also goes towards training. We enroll you in online courses through what they call Resin Coating Association. So you can do external courses that we think are fantastic in giving you the fundamentals that you will require to go into the training program that we'll do with all of the practical work. So I'm offering you the opportunity to start your own business with a pretty minimal amount of money. And then I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth is and back you in this project. So for the right candidate, it looks something like this. 35 grand is the price for all of the equipment, all of the training, all of the stock, all the startup, and I'm not making really money on that. If you want to come in and we'll go through it, I will list every cost down and you'll see the cost of all the grinders, the vacuums, the paintbrushes, the buckets, etc. So you know that you are getting value for money. It looks like $20,000 from yourself to get things underway with this business. I'm going to back myself and show you that this is probably the best deal to get into an epoxy business in the world by financing you for $15,000. So you put in 20 to show me that you're committed and serious. I'm going to put in $15,000 of my own cash and supply you with everything you're going to need, and then allow you to pay off that 15 grand over the first 12 months with revenue that I'm going to give you from all of the jobs that I will get you. And not only that, I am going to guarantee you 4 jobs per week as a minimum from the minute you are qualified to get out there and start your installation career. At the end of every day, you send me an invoice. Well, you do it once a week. You send an invoice. Here's the jobs I did, Tim, please pay. I then pay that the next day and you go home and sleep like a baby. You don't have to ring up customers and chase them up for invoices. You don't have to deal with their complaints. You don't even have to chase their work. I will give you all of that on a platter, ready to go. You just have to commit to doing this properly and getting yourself trained up, getting yourself qualified, getting certified, getting licensed. I think that licensing period is going to take you between 2 to 3 years. If you have a trade already, say that you might be an electrician, for example, we could get you licensed quicker because they will give you a recognition of prior learning. However, if you don't, you could probably expect to go through and spend 2 or 3 years getting yourself to the point where the QBCC would issue you with a license. Now, that's like an apprenticeship. Start day one. invest your money, get it set up right, and get yourself trained, get into a network that supports you, and I will take you through a whole series of jobs and processes so that you can get yourself certified, get yourself licensed. Let's just say that's 3 years down the track. At this point in time, you should go out and start your own business if you want. And you would go with my blessing. If we managed to spend 3 years together and I trained you up and you were set to go out in the world, I would go, good luck, I wish you all the best. That is a great thing for our industry because there are more people in it who are qualified, who are experienced, who are licensed, and they deserve to be there. And what I would like is that all the cowboys just piss off and people like you who are interested in doing it properly come and get involved, and all boats rise on a high tide. So my thinking is at that point we would form an association with all of the other licensed good operators in the area. We would set prices that meant all of us could make money instead of these muppets out there wanting to do a double garage for $1,800 because they did a course on the weekend. We could all charge $4,000. That's what we should all be charging. By the way, good operators for a double garage will be charging like maybe high twos, $3,000. It's like, we should all charge $4,000 because this is a tough game and it'd be nice if we could make some money. I want to get you to the point where you're licensed, start your own business, and then we can all charge more money together down the track. So, that's me talking about this opportunity to you. As I said, 196 applicants. What I'm looking for in the next person that we put on is someone that wants to learn. Someone that has some experience in construction would be great, but it's not necessarily. You don't need any experience in epoxy, but I need someone who's just a decent person. Someone that customers would like. Someone that has enough foresight to go, that's a good opportunity. This guy's going to train me, going to give me all the best equipment that I'm going to need, work shoulder to shoulder with me out in the field training, online course, prepared to put his own money behind me to ensure that I'm successful, and is going to guarantee me a minimum amount of work. That I don't have to sell this. That really is the best deal I can imagine on the planet for someone who wants to get into epoxy. If that's you, please get in touch with me. So here's the tricky bit. If you've watched this video to the end, it means you probably are interested. And when we've done these things before, most people start dropping out by this point because they get bored of me prattling on. And that's great because it's designed specifically to do that. I want to get rid of 196 applicants. I have no interest in talking to that many people. I just want to talk to one person. And that person will prove themselves really quickly. And what I'm looking for at this point is for you, if you're the person, do something to stand out for me. I encourage you to send me an email to my personal email address. Write this one down. Get a pen or get your phone, ready, set, go. Tim, T-I-M, at McGarry Group, M-C-G-A-R-Y Group, G-R-O-U-P.com. That is tim at McGarrygroup.com. That's my personal email address, and I would like you to send me an email. So if you send me the email, it's because you watched the latest of the video and you're probably interested. Congratulations, you've just whittled out a huge chunk of the people that are going to apply. And now, in that email, please tell me why the hell I should get you in and have a chat. What are you going to do to stand out? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that person who's just going, oh, I can see that as an opportunity. I want to work there. I want to go and get involved, and I am going to do whatever I can to get that guy to choose me. If that's you, please send me an email. We need to get someone ASAP. So we want training to start, yesterday. We got plenty of work. We're going to throw your way. I've got a training system all ready to go. I know it all works. I'm happy for you to talk to me. I'm happy to talk to my guys out in the field so you can get a feel for it. But first of all, send me an email, tell me what's your story, why you're the best thing since sliced bread, and why I must get you in to chat, and let's see if we can get out and make some epoxy and cover the world with epoxy one floor. Thanks very much, and I look forward to talking to you.